Hey everybody, this is Wallace. I'm just hanging out. Got home. Um, so I am a vampire. I'm super nice. Just I got all these videos, and I'm worrying about a lot of things, but and I know that I can definitely like make better quality entertainment. I consider this entertainment, but it's like really therapy for me. So but I'm just kind of going with it. Might improve later on, buy some better equipment. But for right now, just focusing on the little things. Like the little steps, little milestones. As much as I want to improve the quality and be the best I can be and make these videos the best they can be, I realize that um, what really matters is me right now. So and me growing, um, so that I can do bigger and better things. Um, I just got home. Spent the day. Today was my day off, and I was relaxing. And am I stressed? I am like always stressed, but not really. Like I've gotten so good at handling stress that it doesn't it doesn't really bring me down. Like I'm happy. I can be stressed and happy, but um, there are some beautiful moments today that I enjoyed. Um, I was really, 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 really obviously like look at my skin right now. It's like I don't know. I don't want to brag, but my skin's looking pretty good. But also, no. What I'm trying to say is that I definitely like. How do I say this? I feel like a rock star. Like it's a lot of fun, and it makes me happy that they're that like when I was on the treadmill, like I realized that I have to kind of tire myself out. I need a lot of exercise. Like I like describing myself like I'm a breed of dog. It's like that breed of dog needs a lot of exercise. It needs to be walked 5 times a day, in order for it to be, you know. But yeah, like for me to be um, not in a, it's not that I like think that I'm. And this is talking about my like me as a breed of dog. I don't like being called a dog, but like I've been called so many things that like being called a dog. I mean, it's obviously insulting, but it doesn't really bother me that much. And I don't. It's not like on the subject of calling dudes dogs. I think it's wrong, but also it's kind of funny. But also, sometimes it's appropriate if the guy's not being appropriate, and I think I'm appropriate most of the time. And I'm not like obviously I've spent a lot of time around women and I have a lot of emotional control of myself. And so when someone calls me a dog, I'm like, whatever's. So, anywho, um, if I don't get the exercise I need, if I don't do the things like being outside, being around people, uh, playing video games, creating things, creating music, created a song today, really sweet song, really like I want to say like a heartfelt, touching song that moved me, like in a sad, reverent. I don't know if this is a word, but reverence, like in reverence to. I don't want to go too much detail of the song because I don't know, kind of weird about that. It's like the song's not finished. Like if you ever, I know, I'm just kind of like going is like, um, I keep talking about different things, but I'll just finish what I was saying. So like if you ever don't want to talk about someone because they're like, to me it's like it's like when a person's painting a picture, the picture's not done yet, so they don't want to talk about the painting or whatever, or they don't want to be like describe it because if you describe it a certain way, it like takes away from like the magic, so to speak, of the project, of the art, for the artist, and that's how it is for me. So yeah, I back to what I was as back to what I was saying, the topic of breed, of species. Do I think, like, if someone was to call me a different species of human, or like a different breed, species is a very strong word. It's like a science word. But sometimes I joke around. I'm like, oh, I feel like I'm a different, like I'm a different, almost, like I wouldn't seriously say this. I'm like usually joking, like a different species. Like I feel like I'm a different species right now, or like, I'm not fitting in, but like, I had that feeling today very strongly. I was walking on a treadmill, trying to be as I was there to get the exercise and to tire myself out because I need to. Like I was saying, it's good for me. And to think about things, but while I'm there, I'm very, very much aware. Um, I say this in my head. I'm not proud of this, and I don't mean to reveal this in a negative light. Like, obviously, I love everybody. Maybe not like in love, but I have loving feelings towards everybody. Even the people who are mean. I'm not, or people who may or may not say insulting things or be crazy. I have loving feelings for them. So in my head, as I'm on the treadmill, I'm trying to maintain my body. I'm thinking to myself, I just want to be left alone. Like, please leave me alone. Please leave me alone. And like, it's, to me, I don't like to say that. I don't like to hear myself say that. But it helped me stay focused and kind of maintain my body and, quote unquote, spirit. I wanted to say magic, but magic and spirit. Um, so, you know, trying to stay centered, trying to stay strong, you know, uh, spiritually, emotionally, mentally. So, and I do that so that I can be alone, and so that, let's say someone comes up to me, they talk to me, or if there's a small group of people having a good time behind me laughing, and so that I can not have to spend so much energy, because I already know how I feel. I already know what I'm doing. Like, I want to be left alone, and I'm here to take care of myself. So yeah, that's why I do it. Um, I do, as I've said in other videos, I do push myself. I do train myself to be able to learn more about people, myself, to grow. Sometimes when I'm tired, I'm saying, oh, hey, you're still gonna go. You can go a little bit further. You can go on the treadmill. I wanted to work weights. Lift weights, but it was too crowded. So I said, okay, you're tired right now. Just go on a treadmill. It's fine. No reason to be any upset or whatever. Obviously, you're tired. So, like, this kind of like positive, this kind of like internal dialogue I'm having has been more positive than it has been in the past. It's been more powerful too. I feel like, because the therapy and getting better and improving, uh, and I'm grateful. Like, I feel blessed. I feel grateful. I feel to have been given the ability to grow, the ability to not stay where I was, you know. And I feel extremely blessed. But more than that, more than blessed, I almost feel arrogant. I'm like, man, look at me go, like arrogant. It's just kind of funny. Uh, but but I think that's the right feeling. Like, if I was to talk to someone who's in a similar situation as me, I'd be like, go ahead and be arrogant. If you're doing the right things, if you're putting in the work, you've earned that, and maybe not be arrogant in public, but when you're by yourself, it's probably a good thing to keep you going. So yeah, um, I have definitely been. I've been getting better at using my popularity and my confidence and my ability to speak, my uh, abilities to help others be happier. And I can confidently say that. And I see it. And with some of the people I talk to on a regular basis, it's beautiful because I can see them just light up, and they're just like, yeah, and yeah. So I don't know. I was driving home, or I was riding home, riding on a bicycle, thinking about some things I would have wanted to ask a vampire. Um, and I just kind of wanted to touch on those questions, those topics, like, and it's good for me to vent about this, like. And the very first question that comes to mind is, are you afraid of getting hurt, like as a vampire? Like, are you afraid of people hurting you? And the answer to that question is yes, absolutely. Um, and the reason why I thought about that on the road, besides like traffic and stuff like that, the reason why is it's it's this is difficult for me to talk about. That's why I wanted to bring it up. It is not easy knowing that even the best intentioned person can go crazy and do crazy things. I'm not saying all people are, and all good intentioned people are like this, but I've realized that um, if a person is not in the right mind, and if they are thrown off by seeing something, or being around me, that they may, say or do things kind of in a crazy mindset, and then that may or may not put me in danger. So, have I been very um, scared of getting hurt? Getting ran over? Absolutely, absolutely, absolutely. Um, and I thought about this too. I asked myself, like, am I an expert at reading the situation to be able to protect myself? And in my head, I said, absolutely, I have to be. Even if I'm not, I have to be aware. I have to absolutely be aware of the situation that's going on at all times. Um, Maybe not at all times. Like if I'm working with a team of people and there's somebody around that I respect, that I don't feel like I have to. But 99% of the time, I absolutely have to be aware of my surroundings. And sometimes it's life or death, and that's how serious, and that's why I'm so good at it. I have to be good at it. Um, yeah, but um, I constantly I'm gotten really good at this, and this is what I did today several times. Before I leave to go somewhere, I ask myself. I do a read, like, how much. It's like, to me, it's like having like how cars have oil gauges and gas, gauges. Um, it's like I have a vampire gauge almost. So I check. I do like a I check inside, see like, okay, how's it doing? Things do I have the capability to enough juice inside me to do vampire stuff? Yes or no? I kind of do like a little check, like, okay, good, no, there's no problems there. And do I have enough check and enough fuel inside of me to do like leadership, like um, some people call it alpha energy or whatever. I'm like, do I have enough energy to do that? And I'm like, do a little check, get try to get like really alert, and I'm like, yeah, okay, cool, I'm good. And then what I typically do, and this is just how I usually do things, is that I realize I've got that energy. You say it's magic, and technically I would say that like the vampire stuff is technically magic. But I have those reserves inside of me, and then I just typically am just relaxed and kind of crazy, but like not like a bad crazy, but just like kind of a silly, kind of like la 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 la, like a likable crazy, because it doesn't require much energy to be that way. It's like I'm just kind of like, there's no reason for me to be, uh, you know, wasting precious energy, and that I don't have to at times. And I like being relaxed. I like it's just healthy for me, and to be calm, kind of silly, calm. That's absolutely good for me and therapeutic. Uh, so I feel that anxiety right now just talking about that stuff, but it feels good. You know, it feels good. Um, I was gonna say something else, but kind of forgot. Um, but yeah, I'm trying to think of another like question how to ask a vampire, like, um, but not like a weird question or but like a personal question, like a personable question, like you'd ask another person. I feel like that would be, um, maybe I'd ask a vampire like when you do like any kind of changes to yourself or your body or whatever, does it hurt? Does it like what does it feel like? Um, and to answer that, I would say no, it doesn't hurt. Maybe a little bit if like my muscles are tight or whatever. Like then I may feel like I might do some like stretches if my muscles are growing. Um, but like as far as like the facial changes and stuff like that, I can feel the tightness of my skin. I could feel. Um, I don't feel like the movement so much, but I'm aware of it. Um, so no, it doesn't hurt. But another question I'd ask a vampire: why don't you just stay vampire all the time? Well, because it's a good question. Like I have, I want to say that I've like, it's just been trying to think of a way to answer this question. Like obviously, um, I don't feel like I need to hide like most of the time, especially because I'm so, I want to say wise, but I'm experienced. And like I said earlier about being able to read situations, I'm very aware of how to. I'm just thinking about a few things right now. Like, I don't know. I don't know how to answer this question. Why don't I just say vampire all the time? Um, I pretty much am most of the time nowadays. But like some of the higher, like I want to say like higher level transformations, and this is just me speaking regularly of how I see it. This may not make sense, like, but I'm just talking right now. Like to me, like higher level like changes where there's like it's not just like beauty. So sorry, y'all. That even made me feel uncomfortable. Um, but like obviously like um, what I call some higher level transformations, and some that I don't feel comfortable like even thinking about. Like, and I guess I'll talk about this. Like, this is actually even a more interesting question. But I was gonna finish saying is that like this doesn't take much energy for me. Like making my face look prettier or whatever, changing it doesn't take much energy. Um, I'm not like barely thinking about it. But like when I've talked about how my face may like look like it's rippling because it's moving. Usually that's indicating that my body's pretty tired, or I maybe stressed from my body may be stressed. Usually like when I'm working out or something, and my body's going through like a healing process, like really healing quick. Um, but like I wanted to talk about something that I don't want to talk about, but like I have experienced what I would say like higher level or higher transformations, um, of which it was like a life or death thing. And I don't, obviously, I don't do those. Um, I don't honestly know if like those transformations, like, I don't know if I can even willingly do it without like there being like real danger or like I'm about to die. And there have been times where like being in an ambulance. I remember this is like lot to talk about, but I felt like something. So I've talked about vampirism being like a subconscious, like another, like a part of it, or a different subconscious altogether. But it's a subconscious, and I know like I can see my lip kind of like snarling a little bit or whatever because I'm uncomfortable. I'm uncomfortable talking about this, but mostly because I'm thinking about when I was in the ambulance, like I said earlier. But yeah. Um, long story short, you know, uh, in the ambulance, I think I was going through like cardiac arrest or something, and because of this, this had to do with when I did some. It had to do with drug use, and yeah, I felt like I was gonna die, and I remember coming to, you know, my it's like completely unconscious, and then I had awareness, and then I had this like control over my body, but like I could see paramedics on me freaking out, and I could see like there's alarms going off in the ambulance, and I just kind of instantly knew, and I had control, and I said, "Well, how can I help?" Really creepy. Um, and you can imagine like the paramedics or whatever, they're like, "What?" And yeah, I believe that was a higher level transformation to be able to do that. Um, so yeah. Um, Have I created barriers to be able to not go into higher level transformations? Absolutely. I've created barriers to protect myself, and to there's really no need for that. Um, Even if I'm in danger, I'm gonna run away. You know. Um, so yeah, there are times, life or death, that may be grateful to have that ability or those abilities, of which I don't know much about, to be honest. Um, I know. I know it's a lot to talk about for you. I can imagine like listening to this, and I know I'm kind of like a little crazy right now, but it's good for me to talk about, and I appreciate being able to talk about it and uh, you listening, so y'all listening. But I don't know what else to say. Like I said, I've been through a lot. I feel all these feelings, but uh, do I truly believe that I'm a good person? Yes, I do. Do I believe that I can be a complete asshole? Absolutely. Um, I am a good performer. Like I said, I'm a good actor most of the time, and I want to make people happy. I really do. I do get in those bad moods, and I enjoy teasing and being an asshole. I do sometimes. I'll be honest, but I'm not trying to be perfect, and I'm not. I know I'm not a superhero or this isn't a movie. Like this is real life. So, so yeah. I don't know. I'm still thinking about like uh, even talking about like near death experiences is it's always hard. Always, you know. But gotta talk about it. In therapy, you gotta talk about it so that it doesn't have a hold on you. Uh, but I think that's about it. I thank y'all for listening. And I'm just gonna probably relax for a bit. All right, y'all. Have a good night. Bye.